Hi, babe, and hello to everyone else in the room. Guess I've been suckered into this bridal shower game and I have to answer a bunch of questions Yvette has sent me. Hopefully, um, me and Hannah get them right, but if she doesn't, apparently Hannah gets punished. So we'll see how it goes. I'll read the question and then answer it, and yeah, hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. So the first question is, what was my first impression of Hannah? So my first impression of Hannah, when we first met in Ghana, we were exchanging emails, and we were exchanging emails with David, who is also the director of Pioneers Ghana. And so all I knew about Hannah was we had a mutual friend, Josh, and I was meeting her and David with my buddies. I had no idea who this Korean girl in the middle of Ghana was going to be. We were waiting in the expat diner, if you will, and when we get her phone call and she comes up the stairs, I'm like, whoa, she's not just like any Korean girl, but she's actually pretty cute. Anyway, this is what I'm thinking, and so I was like, wow, like she's really cute. She's in the middle of Ghana doing amazing missions work, and we're all here. This is just kind of crazy, but try to keep my cool. And we begin to talk about all this stuff. I found out she's really passionate about justice and about international development and helping the poor, and just finding out we have all these things in common, and I'm just totally blown away. But I obviously don't really say anything to that extent, but it's my first impression of her. After we get back to the States, we begin to chat online. I get to try to fill out the situation, but I guess it's a story for another day. In the very least, I thought she was very cute. I loved her heart for God and her heart for the poor. I thought she was really quite amazing for being able to do what 99% of not just women, but people in general would be able to do at all. So the second question is, what was Hannah's first impression of me? Well, there's two versions of this. There's what she's told me now what her first impression was, and what I thought her first impression was. So we'll go in reverse. What I thought her first impression of me was just kind of a normal guy at first, but then later on kind of crazy, because when we were talking online, I was telling her about my startup and going everywhere and doing all these things, and she's kind of like, who is this guy? Why is he talking to me? And as many of you may know, my first few attempts at hanging out with her and kind of pushing it to the next level were not very successful for a number of months, and so I thought her first impression of me wasn't that good, or in the very least I wasn't swaying her. But apparently she tells me now that when she first saw me, she thought I was pretty cute. And yeah, that's about it. Not sure there's any other good qualities I have that attracted her, but hopefully there are more now. The next question is, how did you win Hannah over? This one's an interesting one too, because I think it was, overall it was just persistence. Like I said, over a number of months. After Ghana, a couple weeks later, we met in Los Angeles with some friends, and we were just hanging out, and that was fine. But then over time, we'd be talking online, and I'd be trying to, put a few hints there, here and there, but she totally just stiff-armed me, and did not take any of my my bait. She would just make it all about business. A little bit later, she comes to San Francisco. We want to meet up and get lunch and whatnot. So I gave her two options. I say we can have lunch in San Francisco, or we could go to Napa, go to Carmel. Didn't take that either. Just stuck with lunch, and that was about it. So at that time, I was kind of like, okay, well, this girl's not really into me. But we did meet up in New York, and in New York is where things really started to change. So overall, I think it was one, persistence, just being there and being available and caring for her regardless, but also when actually given the opportunity, really being able to show her how much I could care for her, and being able to share in what we had in terms of mutual interests and mutual visions and passions for in this world. Next question is, where was your first kiss? Well, this one's interesting. It's kind of scandalous, if you will. But so when we started actually dating, we had the first few good dates, first meetings in New York, and then I had to go back to California, so we were doing long distance for a few weeks. And then, but that was when we were getting to know each other over the phone, and our emotions were developing. And so it wasn't until I was able to come back to New York and visit that we got to begin to spend more time together. So I was here for a couple of weeks, but those first few days after I was coming back to New York were pretty amazing, to say the least. But also there's all these lingering emotions. Are we going to kiss? Are we not? We're both thinking these things. So I remember the first, we were at my sister and brother-in-law's apartment, and they were already asleep, and we were on the couch. And I know that there's so many chances that we could have kissed, but internally I was just like, no, this is our first day meeting after, not seeing each other for a while. I'm going to resist these physical temptations. So I waited for the next day, and then that is when we had our first kiss in now what is, I think, my parents' room, guest room, and my sister's apartment. So yes, there's a lot that goes on there. And I'll let you ask Hannah about anything else there. The next question is, what is one type of apparel, clothing, accessory that Hannah can't live without? This one's interesting. Well, I mean, I know she loves her shoes. A number of different shoes. There's obviously the comfortable clothing. She loves wearing my shirts and my boxers when she sleeps. I'm not sure if she can't live without those. But she's always been someone who has very eccentric, very different style of fashion each and every day. So it's hard to say one thing that she can't live without. But she does have a particular love for shoes. And I encourage her for that. That's cool. Hopefully I get this one right. This is one where I think I'm supposed to fail, as opposed to Hannah, because she knows what she can't live without. For the next question, what is your favorite physical attribute of Hannah's? My favorite physical attribute of Hannah's is her legs. She's got great proportion. She overall just has the right shape and figure, everything that I love, and her hair is beautiful. I love her face and everything, but she definitely knows that I really love how her slender and well shaped legs, and I'll just leave it at that. The next question is, what is Hannah's favorite physical attribute of mine? She always tells me, hey, you have a good face. So I think it's my face. Hopefully she loves other things as well. How many kids does Hannah want? So this is an interesting one because the first answer is 0. Both of us are kind of deathly afraid of having kids anytime in the near future, so the immediate reaction will be none. But actually, I think Hannah wants 3 kids. She loves the 3-kid experience, and I've always said I want 2.5 kids, so whether anywhere between 2 and 3. So I think 3 is the answer. What is the best thing Hannah has ever cooked for you? Hannah is very good at Korean food. I would say there was a time where she brought back her mom's curry, and that was very delicious. But I guess I'm not sure if that technically counts because her mom marinated it. There was this another time that she cooked. I forget what it's called, but it's this chicken soup in just red broth, and that was really delicious. We had potatoes and things in that, but that was very memorable. I think I had it at Beta West, and I'm definitely looking forward to other things that she would cook. Henna's style is like my mom's. It's much more simple, much healthier than the way I cook. The next and final question is, who first said I love you? This one's fun too because I definitely first said I love you, and I said it very often. Hannah, for a long time, was very scared to say I love you. I think she just couldn't say the words. And she was sending me songs that said I love you, and she was hinting at and writing things that would say these things too, but she could never say it out of her mouth. And to be honest, for a little while I was getting kind of concerned. I was really just confused at what was going on, but I was just, no matter what, I'm going to stick it out and make it safe for her. And she finally said it, and that was a glorious and wonderful day. But yes, I said I love you first. So yeah, I think that's all the questions we have, 10 questions. Feel free to get me on the phone if you need, we want to do this live or in person or Skype, and ask more questions. But yeah, I hope you guys are having fun.